Williams broadcast. Nange Williams nkwaniriza na lwalero webale kunegatako kwebaza emirungi najjo tusako engalo na wono ogitusizako engalo ene Williams broadcast nange Williams batugobera mikono gyaffe mwebale nnyo mwebale ddala batugobera ku TikTok, Facebook, batugobera ku YouTube, batugobera ku website ya williamsbroadcast.com mwebale nnyo mwebale ddala emirungi mutusako engalo nakola tuze ebyo nakula leero abali mu ggwanga erya America mwebale nnyo abali Canada mwebale nnyo abali Asia mwebale nnyo abali United Kingdom mwebale nnyo abali Europe, abali Scandinavia, mwebale nnyo mwebale ddala mikono gyaffe abali mu Africa abali mu Uganda. How are you doing? I am Williams yet again with another episode on Williams broadcast. Yes, ebya leero webi definitely kazokemba weyo just bugundi bu social and entertainment show business updates, celebration updates, news updates in the creative and performing arts, in the entertainment, in the show business. The promoters, event organizers in Uganda threatened to boycott Eddy Kenzo. Why? They blame Eddy Kenzo of being a hypocrite, of not taking them as important as they claim to be. Also blaming Eddy Kenzo of getting a lot of money from Judge Yoweri Museveni's regime through Jerusalem Saleh and make himself dollars richer and forgetting about themselves, the promoters, event organizers. So they held a press conference swearing to boycott Eddy Kenzo, promising to stop organizing him, preparing or organizing concerts for him, Eddy Kenzo. This is Williams broadcast. It is a celebration news update. So after that one, after they had promised and threatened and they held a press conference with the bitter words, sour words towards Eddy Kenzo, Eddy Kenzo of course replied and was like, I'll organize myself. So after Kenzo had replied by saying that he was willing to, never gave a damn and was willing to organize himself as Eddy Kenzo with a big talent. So the promoters also kept threatening to go and face Jerusalem Saleh in Gulu. Still about the celebrity news, or not gossip, of course it is a story, true story. So they were like, we'll come tomorrow, tomorrow morning by 11 we'll be in Gulu if it does not give a befitting reply. What did they do? The promoters led by Katie Kavuma, former of Eagles Production, later on Golden Band, and of course the association president is Abitex. They put their feet in shoes. To Gulu. When they went to Gulu, they were not expected. And for them, according to Abitex, whenever they write through or via mail to the journal, whenever it doesn't reply, it means a yes. That is according to Abem Singu's Abitex. So they went after reaching Gulu, the guards were like, you're not expected here. Remember, there is one nobody also, who is a promoter, generational promoter, who is also a diehard of NRM, a friend of Jerusalem Saleh. Also went with the team of the promoters, because at the end of the day, he's also a promoter. Reaching in Gulu, mother of children of King Isaha, that is by the names of Rachel, daughter to Jerusalem Saleh, was like, others pending approval to enter. No, but you cannot enter. Why are you keeping on abusing my father, Jerusalem Saleh? Remember in the story we ran on this channel, in one of the episodes we streamed, Rachel was not happy. And Munage, I will not take you far. I will not, I will not delay you there. Two guards are like, no, but why do you abuse Geno? What did nobody answers. What which words did I abuse the Geno with or by? Oh, before nobody knew it, or before just a twinge, they had already started punching him, giving him blows, the knuckles, yeah, don't kill me, why beat me, Later on social media, we saw a bruised and a bandaged, nobody crying, why beat me? Why do you beat me? Nange, kabamukubye nobody. Abitex have the yaw. Abitex story, we have left their story right there when they were still at the gate, not allowed to enter. But later on, of course, two of them, promoter KT Kavuma and Abitex were late in entering and meeting. Salim Saleh was like, from now on, me and you, we have separated twaudi. You, Abem Singles, have always been there for you. Why do you do such a thing of invading my privacy? Actually, remember, these guys, the promoters, they were in numbers 100 and more, or beyond that. So, they occupied a playground. Is it a playground? Echisawe. And under that small airport. Playground field. Nange simanyi kituufu kye bakoleramu ennyonyi zigwako n'okuzannyirako n'okuteekirako ebivulu. The General expected a visitor to come by a helicopter. The visitor could not come because the plane or helicopter could not land because these guys had already occupied the place, the field, the airport. General was like, I've been expecting my guests, and my guests have waited for him for so long. And how could you? Of course, eventually later on they were sent away. So we saw them outside. Today I will not give you clips. Outside, why we are so important. We organize the artist. How come is the general and the regime of J.J. Yoweri Museveni keeps they keep giving Eddie Kenzo, the president of Federation, president of the Federation, and other musicians money for getting us promoters. There's pity. There's akasawa batadda akati, of course. Who are the promoters? You have a question, I understand, that who are the promoters? The promoters actually, in real sense, in organized fraternities of creative and performing arts, and if you are to concentrate on the music, on music as an art, promoters, those people who are able to detect and predict talent. They can see from a distance and be like, that has talent. They get that talent. Actually, in record labels, they call it a docket or departmental where promoters be is called talent acquisition, nurturing, and management. In each record label, Sony Music, Universal, those major, even independent record labels, because there are two types of record labels. There are those small ones, independent one, like we have in Uganda, for example, Swanks Avenue and Fenon and many others calling themselves record labels. I don't know, that debate is for another day. But a promoter is supposed to be able to detect talent, nurture that talent, grow that talent, develop that talent into a music brand for business, for entrepreneurship, for promotion of creative and performing arts, for just name it. But in Uganda, later on, actually promotion from King's language, promotion is to promote. But in the music, on the music side, it is about someone who can detect and promote, nurture, build talent, develop talent. But in Uganda, majorly, promoters are those people who are able to organize events and put up events on behalf of artists. They book artists, and they are different from booking agents. Booking agents are those artists, people, that is human resource responsible for booking artists on, for example, if I am the booking agent of Juliana Kanyomozi, I link Juliana Kanyomozi to an event organizer in Canada. Through me, they get Juliana Kanyomozi to perform on the event. That is a booking agent, me. But promoters in Uganda, those people who organize events. And loosely for me, I call them event organizers. Katibagamba, why do you keep putting us under your feet? So, another development, update, there is a rising artist by the names of Aronix or Aronix, gave comments. During an interview with a TikToker, Sheila Price, who also has a YouTube channel, was asked about the big three, of course, Bobi Wine, not the His Excellence, but the Bobi Wine of those days before 2017. People get confused whenever we bring Bobi Wine into conversations. You be like, he's beyond that. I understand he's beyond that, but you cannot separate from the primary him, the traditional him, an artist he is. So, Aronix is a rising artist who is vocally able, is talented, and just name it. Sheila Price goes ahead to ask Aronix for an opinion about the big three. The guy was like, I believe in Bobi Wine because of his enthusiasm, his aggressiveness, his advocacy for human rights and freedom fighting, etc., etc. And Aronix again said, Chameleon, yes, because when you listen to his music, it's just wow. And about Baby Cool, Sheila Price is like, how about Baby Cool? The guy was like, Nkomyao. Later on, the guy was like, Sina chemuyigirako. Why chitoyina chomuyigirako nga is a legend? Yafulumiza ne album. That is Sheila Price. And Aronix is like, did even the album go beyond the Nansana? Social media went ablaze. Aronix, how come? How would you say? You remember, with social media, that contemporary media, the comment section is the most feared. Is the front line of all battles and wars. So whenever you put a statement, you wait for them in the comment section. So when comment sections where this clip went, Aronix Babadiba Muse. Later on, the guy came out and apologized. Was like, it was camera excitement that I said the baby cool. So that is another update. I'm just giving an update. This is a broadcast podcast where we take time to upload, but when we upload, we just need to give you at least 360. And being a mainstream, apart from the current affairs, we just need to keep you updated. Sometimes I tend to ignore some stories and Monica and Nasser will be like, go William, about. And I'm like, maybe my people miss that. Forget me mixing English and the Uganda. You guys, I have list followers in other countries within Africa. And let me tell you, like one time I told you guys that I compile music playlists, I make tapes, I make mixes. Before even you guys supporting me, I get support from Congolese communities. William mixingira echisokuzi from Congo. William mixingira echino ono mwena bakolera ne compilation ya President Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. Temwajifako. It is a good compilation. I have it here. Temwajifako. Remember, I have added in my English room so that I reach more people. Because even when whenever I go live on TikTok, people who prefer Yodzi, I always reach people from Puerto Rico and others calling me to get their compilations or mixes. So you will forgive me for my English. So Baby Cool and the Aronix Dani, promoter Zidani. Have you ever heard of people calling people socialites? Have you ever heard people like Kim Kardashian, mother of Northwest, Zari Hassan, and many others. In Uganda, we have Zari Hassan and many other people call themselves socialites, or you guys call them socialites. And one of them is Juliet Zawedde, who resides or stays a resident of the United States of America. And recently she went and celebrated her birthday in Uganda. Remember when Jose Chameleone needed medical attention, health care, was airlifted. Airlifted, really? Booked a ticket for Chameleone with the help of Yoweri Museveni to go and get medical attention from the US, Massachusetts. And Juliet Zawedde is a friend to Dr. Jose Chameleone. Also, there is an artist with whom Dr. Jose Chameleone released or did a song, Mama Roda, and the same artist, Bushoke, also did another zouk fused with soca song called Usiende Mbali. So we saw the three enjoying life, eating life, not forgetting, of course, that Douglas Manje was among the life eaters those days. But we focused on the samosa, sumbusa of Juliet Zawedde, Bushoke, and Dr. Jose Chameleone, where we severally saw them pecking and kissing. Juliet Zawedde pecking and kissing Dr. Jose Chameleone, pecking and kissing Bushoke. Recently, when she went to Uganda to celebrate her birthday, Juliet Zawedde, of course, made news. Pecking and kissing Dr. Jose Chameleone, pecking and kissing and hugging Bushoke. Some bloggers, you know, a blog and a blogger is not what we mean when we address people or call people bloggers and blogs in Uganda. The real sense about a blog is a platform where people communicate, put news to societies or poor news. There are channels responsible for news, giving information in a community, in a society. That's the meaning of a blog. And a blogger is that person responsible for that. And one of the people who are doing a good job in regards to blog and blogging is Kakensa, giving news updates every now and then. Of course, they are not opinionated. They will not give you their opinions. They will just give you news as is. So some bloggers in Uganda, as you guys call them, came out and were like, Juliet Zawedde, how could you running from Chameleone after hugging and pecking and kissing, and when you go to the African Traditional Society, that one is an abomination. And that even some bloggers, or one of them who went below the belt, is threatened to be sued. Nanage, Amari Jr. is actually reached portals in Yego to be taken to court. It is still pending. After that, after the celebrations of the birthday, my colleagues from Nigeria, there is a guy from Nigeria called Ima TV. That guy pushes Ugandan music. Recently, he did a rendition of His Excellency Bobi Wine's Nyimbira Kabaka Wange. And I stitched and overlaid the video into a reel on my Instagram, a reel on Facebook, a clip on TikTok. Actually, on TikTok, it has 260,000 views and 100 something views on Instagram, 100 views something on Facebook. So the guy reached out and was like, William, thank you very much for pushing my content to Ugandans. So it is a good clip. The guy did a lovers rock version of Nyimbira Kabaka Wange in his voice. And people say this guy is in Nigerian, but when you listen to the way he articulates literature and the grammar in Uganda, you're like, no. This is a son of Nami from Uganda who went to do a Burumu. Guys, you're still listening and watching Williams, and this is Williams Broadcast, where we talk creative and performing arts, and of course, beyond that, we go current affairs, we do economy, politics, and leadership, 360 stuff across the globe. So that guy, I send greetings to you. Emma TV from Nigeria. I have my friend Cece from Accra, Ghana. She works with City TV and City FM. I have my Ngozi friend from Nigeria. She works with 99.9. That is BTFM in Nigeria, Lagos. She gives me news updates. I have another colleague from Accra, Ghana, who works also with City TV and radio, who used to give me and recently started giving me more information regarding Stoneboy and Shatta Wale, the Bobi Wine baby core of those, the other side, especially during the days of the former President Nana Akufo-Addo. Let me get back to here. Juliet Zawedde after the birthday. Yesterday we were like, boo, surprise, breaking the story on Capital FM 91.3, playing the best music around Kampala. Yeah, Juliet Zawedde engaged with the Bushoke. It is a story. I have colleagues like Princess Mimi who will always be like, Bafachi, and I'm like, you know, social life calls for that. And also, even beyond the social life, people need to enjoy their life the way they want to enjoy their life. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So they engaged. And according to that clip I've overlaid, you see love, you know. Being going to say things that would land me into trouble. I was going to say Julie is a romantic and a sexy lady. Whoa. She's naughty, but for the sake of my life, not to be poured hot water on my feet. She's not romantic, but she kuyebas. You will see broken bones of Juliet Zawedde, especially when she's tipsy. That's why it is probably easier for us to see her peck and hug and kiss people like Dr. Jose Chameleone and Bushoke. So engagement went on. But again, later, away from that, after the other engagement of the Vixen, a gospel artist, a divine gospel artist of Uganda, after the engagement with Zawedde, a contemporary and mainstream artist, secular artist. They have been enjoying life also. Snaps, pictures, and photos, which is a good thing to see people in love. That one is aside. It's done also story. Still about the celebrity and show business on Williams broadcast with me, Williams. I wouldn't concentrate and give my attention to a story like of a rumba, salsa, and bossa nova former member of the Eagles production, later on Golden Band, who later on went to Canada for treatment, later on did a cheyo, came back, held a concert. A warm welcome was given to her, later on now a president of the National Peasants Party. She made the remarks about opposition political parties, where she claimed that people envy her and the political party she hates. Station Mayanja made comments. You know, some people like her, whenever they see me, for example, making comments about her, she'd be like, William Mwangi, this is news. And whenever you're in public domain, you're subject to news stories for us to tell and subject to public scrutiny and debate. So kindly take me in good faith whenever you see me, Stacia, talking about you. But again, about the comments you made about and insinuating that the National Youth Platform and People Power on your head, on your case, that they seem to be fearing you. Is that the right way? They are scared of you, that you're so big that you were promised that you, the young ones, are the leaders of tomorrow, and when you come out, people try to intimidate and stop you from going forward progressively, hindering you. To me, I'm like, a person who is eyeing the political platform where she seems to be going, the comments you supposed or you ought to not make. I'll leave it at that. Stasha made statements and I was like, Banage. Also about Kyagulanyi recognizing Mpuuga. You know, it's tricky. Some people are like Kyagulanyi yasudda akabonero n'ebirala ne kati kiribuyaze n'akola comment. Definitely, with communication, you're meant to make mistakes. For the minutes I've communicated to you now, I've made several errors and mistakes. You know, out of the blue, Mbuga was like, before Haruna, let us have Kyagulanyi. Omulabe bwe yayimiridde n'atandika okuyisa amaaso bw'ati. Ayinza okuba teyamulabye. Ayinza okuba nga yamulabye. Mpuuga. Kati tumanya nti okay. Yandimwanjudde, of course, obuulyawo yandifunye akabonero oba yandifunye n'akamuvuddeko. Bw'atamwanjudde alina abalabye nga kabonero, alina abalabye nga si kabonero. Ezo zonna stories gw'avunaanyizibwa ku communication. For example, Joel Ssenyonyi gundi simanyi baleka babikole. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Samsung, iPhone, buli bwe bava Toyota, Audi, Golf, Mercedes Benz, buli bwe bava mu communication bagenda mu brainstorm room ne batandika okulaba videos ezo. Where did we make mistakes? Katusobola kwekanga nabo Joel Ssenyonyi baddayo bagamba wano twasikola alinze wano tulakoze ne batandika okukola SWOT analysis. Kakati nga bakyali mukola SWOT analysis olwa repercussions okulandula mpiva n'obutada kana atawulira yaleetamu video lwaki yajidde ku video kati kiba kisumbwa. My opinion is about not, like I told you a year ago, that it is not easy to erase, to delete the Mpuuga story from the politics of Uganda, at least until after 2031. Video nagikolera namu buti because Mpuuga story is beyond the 500 millions of Uganda shillings. It is beyond that. And olwokuba sagala basindukiriza mimi some stuff I don't. Nchikomyawo. Jukira nziyamba senvu za mpola nimba senvu paka mwentuzo bagamba. It is even beyond that. That is just a garnish, an ornament, and ice, sugar on a dirty cake that started or has roots in 2017. It will be one. Let me get back to omukolo gwe gumu ogwo gw'emyaka 32. Kyokka nga mulimu nno omutanda ensonga zeeyogerako enkulu ezitaweebwa mulamwa. Najja wonnenzi bagamba nti mutanda temumulindayo kuduumira kusinga awo. Babagamba mutanda tannaduumira. Byonna bye baduumira n'abalabula okulya obunyeebwa, okulya amagi, emwesu by'emiwula, n'ebirala. So, it is at that. In Uganda, there are stories we have. For example, when it comes to Islam, there are icons, pillars like Mbuga, right from the stock of Mbogo, Kakungu, and Kasimu Nachiringi. The pillar that has two branches, it is a tree ogwamakabyo, omuti gwamakabyo. Ogumanyi kuno gwawagirange ettooke lya Musakala n'ekisansa. Bateekamu enkonde eyo ogimanyi y'amakabyo wegwe. When it comes to Busiraamu, Mbuga Jjajja Nakiringi w'amaanyi, wa mugaso. When it comes to Buganda, ebyafaayo byabwe by'amaanyi. Then, he made a statement of Baminisita ba Kaisari Definitely with communication, let us talk about news as a discipline. Everyone can take their path. Stories have different sides. Some people chose the side of Kamugambeko, Kaisari, because to some people, okuwulira Kaisari bakiwuliranga ekijirega obanga ekivuma. And people were like, others were like, it's just being metaphoric. It's just using a metaphor for that, referring to General Yoweri Museveni. That was a debate. But again, people went beyond. They stretched their muscles to an extent of insulting Mbuga on live TV. With communication, let me talk about journalism. Journalism. They teach you a lot of stuff. They not go areas or zones. Owangwa, Enono, Bolombolombo, Edidi, Enzikiriza, live. They love Chimanya, which you have to do with the Siram, or you know, Kumanya, Wochikoma, or you know, Wochikoma. Look at it. I saw people insulting Mbuga, forgetting that they are people you live to be in their league. I've tried to write some stuff here. 24, paying the temple tax, Matthew 17:24 to 27. Jesus and his disciples arrive in Capernaum, and tax collectors approach Peter, asking if Jesus pays the 2 drachma temple tax. Kati Caesar, Kaisari, there are 2 stories. One story kibabuuza oba Yesu awo omusolo gwa yeekaalu. Era ono bagamba ngezaako okubijja mu Luzungu okubiteeka mu Luganda. Yesu n'abagoberezi be bwe batuuka e Capernaum, abasolooza b'omusolo batuukirira Simon Peter nga bamubuuza oba Yesu Isa Masiya asasula omusolo gwa yeekaalu. Ate nga kano kaali kalombolombo akenzikiriza yaba Yudaaya. Awo tuli mu Matayo 17:24 na 27. Verse gy'oyinza okwetaaga yeeno 24. After Yesu n'abayigirizwa bwe batuuka e Capernaum, abasoloza b'emisolo ne eby'emisolo gwe bayita drachma ne babuuza Simon Peter, omusomesaawo omuyigirizaawo awa omusolo gwa yeekaalu. Simon Peter n'abaddamu mu 25. Munansonyiwa bw'owulira nanaagidde ngezaako okubijja mu Luzungu obutiika eno. Simon Peter n'ayingira mu nnyumba nga bali amaze obbaddamu nti Yesu Isa Masiya, Nabbi Isa awa omusolo. Kamala obbaddamu n'ayingira mu nnyumba awali Yesu. Yesu ye yasooka okwogera ng'abuuza Peter, ki ky'olowooza? Abasolooza b'omusolo ekyo bakikola ku lwati? Bakikola ku lwabwe oba ku lw'abalala oba ku lw'abaana baabwe? 26. Okuva ku balala bakuŋŋaanya omusolo guno okuvaawa ku lwani? Peter n'agamba okuva ku balala. Yesu n'agamba nno abaana baba bejjeeredde. Buli omusolo bagukuŋŋaanya okugujja ku baana, ku lwabwe, okuva mu balala yejjeeredde. 27. Yesu agamba so that we may not cause offense, go to the lake and throw your ebisirigere. Nti kakati n'olw'obutazza misango, Yesu ayogera ne Peter, genda mu nnyanja, suula omugonjo, kwata ekyennyanja, yasamya omumwa gwakyo ojja kusangamu Drachimark coins 4 zitwale oziweera abasolooza emisolo. Olwo lwe lumu ku ngero ezikwatagana n'okusolooza emisolo. Kati waliwo olugero olwokubiri omulisiza munansonyi waabwe oba munampaayo ku ssente. Matayo 22:15 okutuukira ddala ku 22. Abafalisaayo bagezaako okukema n'okusuula mu katego Yesu nga bamubuuza kiri mu tteeka kya buwangwa kya bugunjufu okuwa omusolo gwa Siza empula owa Roma. Mu 21 bamugambye 17 tubuulire ekirowoozo kye kiri ki kyokyogerako ekyo okukwata omusolo n'oguwa Siza empula wa Roma. Mu 18 jukira tuli mu Matthew 22:17 wetwatandikire kati tuli mu 18. Yesu n'amanya akakodyo kaabwe n'abagamba bannanfuusi mmwe lwaki mugezaako okunkemekkerera okunsula mu katego. Mu 19 mundage ennusu bwe ngero giyita coin ekozesebwa okusasula omusolo era balaki kalambe ki akagiriko encryption. Olwabirimu ne baddamu obulambo obuliko bwa Siza. N'alyoka abagamba Yesu olw'ensonga eyo mugende ebya Siza mubiwe Siza n'ebya Katonda mubiwe Katonda. Ekitegeeza nti Yesu yali azudde akakodyo ke baali baagala omuteekamu nga baagala agambe oba kirungi okuwa omusolo oba obutawa musolo, era n'asomesa ku byensi obuvunaanyizibwa bw'abantu bonna ku byensi ng'okuwa emisolo nti birina okuweebwa ekitiibwa kyokka ate nga ne Katonda alina okufuna ebibye. Olugero lwa Siza we lulimu confusion kiri lwe basooka eri okubuuza Simon Peter omuyigirizaawo aw'omusolo nti aguwa. Yesu abuuza Simon Peter ng'ayingidde munda, ng'okiraba otya Peter? Olowooza ku lwani? Ku lw'abalala, ku lw'abaana, ku lwa bo? Olw'abalala. Then tugende no wansi nga bamubuuza muyigiriza kirungi okuwa omusolo gwa Siza empula wa Roma. Ababuuza bannange mundage ennusu eyo ekozesebwa okusasula omusolo kuliko kifaananyi kyani, kalambe kyakaliko, laama kyeriko, nomugamba ya Siza empula wa Roma. Kyo bwe kibanga kya Siza ekyo kimukikwatira mu kimuwe mulimu depth explanation awo. So abantu batandika okugamba nti ebya Kaisaali mubiwe Kaisaali, era Kaisaali batandika omulifaalingangako abantu omukozesanga mu metafa ng'ab'ebyobufuzi n'abakulembeze ab'ensi abatali divine, abatali ba Katonda. And a scholar, a theologist in the human body of Mbuga Kasmina Chibi aba nze nenkitegeera me as also a theologist nti yabadde referring to that. Kati aba bulijjo ne bakitwala mu ngeri eri, kale byonna mu ngeri yonna ne babadde agezaako okukakanyira waliwo abantu benalabye nga bavoola Mbuga nga basuubira okuba nti bandibadde bamanyi story ezifaanana bwesi, ekyokubiri nga tebalina moral authority. There are stories you can run, you can give opinions, you can give remarks and reviews on stories, you can analyze and do commentary, but not going beyond or below the belt. So ekyo tekyankoledde bulungi nnyo, naye n'olugero luno musobola okusoma okutegeera context ennungi, naye ebyo byonna bikulaga ki? People are even forgetting olwa ebyobufuzi ebiriwo beerabira the roots and fundamentals of our heritage, okutegeera nti Kakungulu, Mbogo, okutuuka ku Mbuga na Kibingi ategeeza ki? Bw'ojja ku TV n'omuweebuula. I was like, So, Story endala nga tumaliriza yabadde about omukulu Francis Babu. Yakoze comments omwabadde ne breaking it down nga ngamba nafiirwa omwana wange. Gambie is tired of getting intimidations and humiliation from the people he never mentioned, but from the context, some of us would think maybe he was addressing General Yoweri Museveni and the regime or the people around him, because he went ahead and was like, when we brought you guys, you had no, you did not have a penny, you did not have money. Why you intimidate or humiliate us, telling us that we don't have anything, we are not rich, we are not wealthy. So he sounded heartbroken. He even threatened it. It was like, should we also uncover your dirty linen? Should we expose your dirty linen? You also have riches, you have money in foreign banks, etc. It is a big story also, but of course it is on top of the several stories we have had recently, especially after the primaries, NR primaries. And many people are coming out, especially on the side of the NRM, giving testimonials. Should I say a good thing? I don't know. So I'm not breaking it down. I think a lot is happening in Yoweri Museveni's house. I wouldn't say he needs to put his house in order. Another question is like, is the house still, can he still put the house in order again? Is it beyond repair? Is the NRM beyond repair? Is it torn or destroyed beyond recognition and repair? etc, etc. I think at the status quo in regards to the politics of our country, and if I refer to the NRM, a lot is happening and anything can happen anytime, and we just cross our fingers praying to God for a better Uganda come 2026. Yes. Because you're like, I appreciate you guys. You will be forgiving me in the next episodes. I will try as much as possible to put in my English from Winjaptori, because I get feedback from, I have colleagues who be like, William, we follow you, but sometimes we cannot pick what you mean, but we love your shows, we like your voice. Yes, because I also work with City Radio, but we like your voice, you know. And there is Janice in Lagos, Nigeria, 99.9 BDFM. You guys have a good voice. Ima told me that when you used to work on radio, Stunning, but on a serious note, so waliwo omwami yazze mu inbox several abadde ngajja ng'abuuza ekibuuzo kakimba nsimbyeyo. William, how nfuuka ntya communicator nga mmwe? Agamba ayagala nnyo Mordecai Mulisa, njagala passion, consistency, persistence, determination. Passion, consistency, persistence, determination. Tochimamu sende bikoya. Yeah. Money definitely will come. Don't come for money, but make it a career. When it is your career, camera somewhere, you're happy, be like, hi guys, it is William's broadcast and I am Williams. Here is another episode. Or you're getting really happy because you're supposed tebamanyi nti wadze notinga wano kakati anokwata the dynamic microphone ebere wano for backup in case this one drops sound, and you're supposed to have a backup content kagundi ubitira kuzino kunywamu ng'omulokole kati paliwo apeekerezi abagamba kale oyo omwana lwaki agamba mulokole muyezo. Thank you very much. Let us call it an episode. Master Kasaiti yatugamba nga let us call it a day. Goodbye.